The cases get thrown out. What happens when
the
the cases get thrown out? Does he punch anybody? Does he arrest anybody? What, I don't understand. What is the authoritarian part?
Forces are determined to take this country backwards to an America where there is no right to choose, no right to privacy, no right to contraception, no right to marry who you love. They promote authoritarian leaders and they fan the flames of political violence.
Authoritarian for not being able to kill children.
Did he really say that?
Again,
No,
you may not believe that is the case.
I think talking about authoritarian leaders goes back to Trump trying to overturn the results of the election. That's a very authoritarian move, right?
If it was the case, sure. But again, that's still up for debate.
Is it?
As we are literally debating it right now.
But he did try to overturn the election, right? I don't see how there's a debate to be had there.
Because that's not what. Because if it was justifiable, then the wrong person got into office, then that would be acceptable. What he was doing,
right? But even if, like, let's say he fully believes that, and it's just that he believes something that isn't within reality, right? That still makes it a danger to democracy.
Okay, I think that's. I
right.
mean, if you want, so wait.
Being an authoritarian leader, then you're still an authoritarian leader, right?
I think so. It's to steelman your position. Are you saying that to have such a strong ego that you would go that far is the threat to democracy? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Like to draw another allusion, like the leader of China, for example, believes that he is fully justified in acting as authoritarian as he needs to in order to lead his country. And you can still point to him and say, well, when he does things like this, that's dangerous to the freedom of his people, right?
Yeah.
But feeling justified doesn't make it better necessarily.
I think it does.
It makes it understandable.
Yes, that's the point.
Good.
I think it's wrong, but it's understandable. And I mean that, and whereas the cultural shift towards the left is not something that is we could say is bad, but we can overlook it.
Mm-hmm.
So it says again, how is it authoritarian to use the legal powers within the law to put your case forward? Am I missing context? Did you do something else authoritarian?
Well, words have meaning, but
he did put those cases forward. But even when he lost, and I think something like 30 of the 60 total cases that were heard were thrown out on evidentiary basis. Even after all of that, he still went to every length that he could in order to overturn the election, including having people sign that they were the lawfully appointed slates of electors for the 6 states that he would need to overturn in order to take back the presidency. And then, like, while January 6th riot was occurring, he was also using that cover in order to try and pressure people like Mike Pence or like Kevin McCarthy in order to throw the votes back to the House delegation, which
is only wrong if he knew that he lost.
No, it's wrong if he did lose. Even if he thought that he lost, or sorry, thought he didn't lose, if it's simply wrong that he, or if his belief is factually incorrect, then it doesn't matter that he thought it was correct. You just agreed. It doesn't make it right.
I never said it was right. I said understandable. So we're talking because there's a very big difference between an egomaniac who knows that he lost and is going to try and get in there anyway, and a big egomaniac who can't accept loss and is trying to go through the legal channels to remedy what he believes is reality.
So that would be like the distinction between a delusional authoritarian and a malicious authoritarian.
What part of it is authoritarian? What part of it is authoritarian? The laws are set up
to overturn the election
within the confines of the law. How is that authoritarian? The laws are already there. The cases get thrown out. What happens when the cases get thrown out? Does he punch anybody? Does he arrest anybody?
So let's fight!
I don't understand. What is the authoritarian part?
the going around the law and saying that these people are the lawfully slated electors who are casting the proper votes for the states when they weren't, right? These are the things that he's been charged for. He's been charged because there's allegations.
Okay, so
that
any
he
type of
did
corruption
break the
is
law.
so corruption equals authoritarianism. Is that
No.
the standard that we're setting down?
No, using extra legal methods in order to overturn the election is authoritarian. Everyone agrees he had the right to bring lawsuits and challenge the results in court by presenting whatever evidence he felt that he had, right? Everyone agrees that he had that right. It's the other things that he did that seem to go beyond the boundaries of the law.
Right. So they're illegal, but how are they authoritarian?
No, we're explicit.
And if you want to set that illegal equals authoritarian, we can set that standard.
And
but I don't think you're going to like that.
To overturn the election, yeah, is authoritarian.
So when it's both, yeah, like I don't understand how following the law by the law is being authoritarian. But okay, look, the again, we're not here to change each other's minds. We're here to put out the opinions so that we understand. So let's jump back in here. And that's just what people think, that there is no way that that it's possible to have questioned what was clearly in many people's eyes shadily performed election. There's no way to question that. Otherwise, you're an authoritarian. That's just what they think, and that's a totally fair opinion. And I don't share that opinion.
I think if Trump had accepted that he lost after, trying things in court, then yeah, the case that he's an authoritarian individual or has any authoritarian tendencies would be a lot weaker. But he hasn't accepted the results, and he to this day still says that he won the election. Right?
So anybody who's delusional is authoritarian?
They can be.
Okay,
right. It depends on
so being delusional and being wrong in your delusion does not make you an authoritarian.
Being delusional and trying to overturn the will of the people in pursuit of that delusion is authoritarian.
You're adding that because it's only wrong if you are knowingly doing it.
No,
if you think you're doing the right thing, even though you're doing the wrong thing,
it's understandable.
Let's use
right?
Exactly. Yes. That's what I'm trying to say. If we can understand this and we can understand that and we can understand that and we can understand that, and then we look at the other side of the aisle and we can't understand this, we can't understand that, we can't understand that, we can say, okay, they both suck, they both lie, they both are corrupt, but at least I can understand this side. That's the point. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that clip, check out the full live stream link in the bio and catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there.